Call Quick Plumbers today.
From farm to store to their own fridge. An eye-opening look at the food waste story. Just Eat It, Wednesday at 10 on MSNBC.
Welcome back. The Weather Channel is Severe Storm Central, and we are here in extended program and keep you ahead of tonight's storm threat. Taking a live look near Ness City, Kansas. This is an area that is under a severe thunderstorm warning right now. There could be some hail with these thunderstorms. Our spotter out there hasn't been in any hail as of yet, but he says there very well could be. And of course, we've got lightning and some pretty heavy rain with this. Ness and Trego counties under warnings for the possibility of that damaging wind threat and the hail.
And that warning goes until 8 o'clock Central Time. We do have the National Weather Service reporting 2-inch hail and gusts up to 60 miles per hour in this area. All of this, by the way, approaching I-70, which is a heavily traveled trucking route and a major thoroughfare through the middle of the U.S. So we're hoping maybe this will fall apart before it reaches the interstate.
Well, we wish we could say the same for thunderstorms down in South Texas. It has been really a tough go for a lot of folks there. We've had some warnings. We've had some reports of hail. We've even had some reports of some damaging winds out there as well. Let's head on the radar down to South Texas, and we can show you what we're into right now. Here we go. And yeah, there it is. Look at all the warnings. Houston, right there under a severe thunderstorm warning to the south and tornado warnings off toward the southwest. There in Duval County, city of San Diego under a tornado warning. Say it again.
We have a live picture of Galveston here we're looking at now, Nick, and you can see the rain is kind of hard to make out, but if you look at the headlights, there's certainly some wet weather in the vicinity of Galveston, and certainly for good reason.
Yeah, and obviously a flood threat is going to be a big-time problem here as we head into this evening. There's the warning out for Bee, Goliad, Refugio counties. Refugio, look out. You've got a storm with some rotation on it right now headed your way. You need to get to the lowest level of your home, away from windows, get to a basement if you've got it, or an interior room, a closet without any windows, away from outside walls.
Definitely want to stay safe out there.
Yeah. It's a mess. It really is, and it will continue to be. We've got, of course, a different problem toward the west. California remaining in a crisis there. It's been over 2 weeks since Governor Jerry Brown imposed mandatory water restrictions for the first time on residents, businesses, and farms.
And many farms in the state are getting hit the worst this season. NBC's Hallie Jackson has more.
For the first time in 50 years, there are no cantaloupes on Tony Azevedo's farm.
You know, this field would have been cantaloupes had we had the water, or tomatoes, or garlic, or onions, or beans.
The crops he is growing get groundwater, which is getting more precious the longer this drought lasts. Like his neighbors, Azevedo's strategic about what he pumps.
We've got all these straws in the ground and one cup that we're all pulling out of.
That cup is getting emptier. Water levels around here have dropped some 80 feet in 3 years. The land? Dropping too, with parts of the Central Valley sinking as fast as a foot a year. Stratford is sinking in more ways than one.
A third of our ranch is idle. That's a third less we're spending into the community. The local hardware store, the auto parts store, the tractor dealership.
The unemployment rate's about triple the national average. Businesses boarded up. No gas stations, no cafes.
It's just turning into a ghost town.
You can get a fresh cup of coffee at the auto parts store across from Hardin's.
Water brings people. Without water, you got nothing.
No water and no work means no money for some of Mahmoud Al-Mahiri's customers. Here, instead of paying, people can just promise to. So these are IOUs. Hundreds of IOUs worth thousands of dollars.
$7,000 outstanding in IOUs. Can you afford to put that much money out?
It hurts me a lot.
It's the price Al-Mahiri pays to help neighbors in need, hoping his business will survive, and so will Stratford for the next generation. Like Tony Azevedo's kids, who might take over the farm one day.
I'm going to fight like hell that we're not going to lose it.
Running low on water, a town drained, fighting to keep from sinking further. Hallie Jackson, NBC News, Stratford, California.
Oh boy, tough situation there. And of course, it's an opposite problem if you go into south central part of the country.
Absolutely. It's too bad we can't take some of the rain that the South and the Gulf Coast is getting right now and send it out that way. We want to take you now live to Galveston, Texas, where rain is being reported right now. Those winds out of the east around 15. Could be a rough night for you there in Galveston, as we do have severe thunderstorms, even some tornado warnings just south of you.
Yeah, and there could be a flood threat here as well. We've got some flood warnings up to the north of the Galveston area. You see that area on the radar outlined in green. But look at the thunderstorms headed your way right now. There's a lot of heavy rain with that headed toward the Texas Gulf Coast.
Yeah, very strong line of storms now moving through Freeport, and we'll keep an eye on this one for you folks, but certainly watch out for damaging winds and hail.
Currently in our area, 79 degrees under cloudy skies. Tonight, thunderstorms early, low 73. Chance of rain 40%. Saturday, thunderstorms developing in the afternoon. High 92. Chance of rain 60%. Saturday night, thunderstorms early. Low 74. Chance of rain 50%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Happening now in the Weather Channel, heavy rain and hail triggering flash flooding in Texas, with the potential for more as the night moves on.
Let's get this. Over 4 feet of snow in one area of Colorado. The weather causing issues on the roads all across the region. The latest from this late season snowfall in the Rockies.
And California remains in crisis. Water levels dropping, even causing towns to shrink further into the ground. We'll explain how farmers are adjusting to the drought.
Well, good evening and welcome to a special coverage of the severe weather from the Rockies all the way to the Gulf. We're watching the threat for thunderstorms, flash flooding, the possibility of tornadoes too. Alongside Julie Martin, I'm Nick Walker.
Hi there, everyone. And so far today, we have seen reports of golf ball-sized hail, wind gusts in Texas nearly 60 miles per hour, and a funnel cloud in LaSalle County, Texas.
All right, let's take a look at what's happening right now. We've got a couple of areas we're watching very, very closely. On your left is Galveston, Texas. Thunderstorms just off toward the west of you with heavy rain, possible hail, lots of lightning moving towards you right now. And then on the right is central Kansas. We've seen thunderstorms plague this area today. And although most of them have been a fairly rural area, we could very well see a strong thunderstorm getting ready to cross the I-70 highway here very, very soon. So lots of things going on tonight, Julie.
We do have the current watches and warnings to get to right now. I want to start with this tornado watch. This goes until 1 o'clock Central Time for portions of western Kansas and eastern Colorado, also portions of Nebraska there up to North Platte. So looking at the possibility of tornadic development all across this area. We've already seen some tornado warnings across the state of Kansas in that very area tonight. In fact, some still are ongoing. We have this big severe thunderstorm watch here in South Texas as well. That includes the Houston metro area. This goes until Friday at 10 o'clock for you. And then just off to the south as we head toward Corpus Christi, another tornado watch. And this one goes until 2 o'clock in the morning local time. So it could be a very active night in terms of the severe weather. We want to get some analysis on what's happening right now with severe weather expert Dr. Greg Forbes. He's in the lab.
And in that severe thunderstorm watch in South Texas, a big bow echo right now blasting Galveston, Texas. A couple supercell thunderstorms inside the tornado watch. Take a look at this one. You can see the backward C. It looks like a comma, the punctuation mark, doesn't it? With a rotating head of the comma. And then probably some 1 inch or larger hail that's going to blast across the islands here just south and west of Galveston. So Brazoria, Fort Bend, and Galveston counties, you have severe thunderstorm warnings right down the middle of that bow echo. There could be some 50, maybe 60 mile per hour wind gusts. And what we can guarantee is that there is potentially deadly lightning. When thunder roars, folks, go indoors and stay in there till the lightning and thunder have gone for at least a half hour, because look at these strikes. You can't go a square mile without one. There's over 3,000 strikes in the last 15 minutes showing up there. So be on the lookout for that. Tracking this out, it's going through the south suburbs of Houston, southwest suburbs of Houston right now, going to be heading over toward the heart of downtown Galveston there, right about 8:28. It's hitting Freeport right about now. Now, farther down to the southwest, much smaller storms. You see Hook Echo there. That's what we call a supercell thunderstorm. That's an individual thunderstorm with a rotating updraft. Tornado likes to form just inside that hook. So that would just be to the north of the town of Refugio, heading eastbound from just north of Refugio there toward the Vidari area and the Ostwell area. 8:21, 9 o'clock, the time frames there. And yet a little bit farther to the southwest, due west of Corpus Christi, you see another Hook Echo. Duval and Jim Wells counties there, tornado warning. The tornado warning would be in that little notch there, heading to areas just north of Alice, and then the Owl Ranch, the Rancho Banquet area, and toward the Annaville areas as it heads off toward the east. Now, taking a look at the satellite picture from that, this cluster of thunderstorms has had a long history. The one that's about ready to hit Galveston, forming just east of the Mexican border. And look how it blew up into that big anvil top. We call that mesoscale convective system. Mesoscale because it's bigger than the individual thunderstorm scale, and it's a cluster of thunderstorms that have formed the bow echo and pooling their high anvil outflows there. We also have individualized thunderstorms up in parts of Kansas and up into Colorado. At times have had tornado warnings on those. No tornado warnings on these storms at the moment. The storms that have 1 inch hail or bigger up to the north of I-70 there, Cheyenne, Rawlins, and Sherman counties, coming toward Colby, Kansas, and then additional storms down around the Sharon Springs area, Logan and Wallace counties, and one by itself that the Chaser is on with a big hail core right over Nevada there in Kansas, Ness and Trigo counties. That one has had a funnel cloud reported earlier. Thunderstorms rolling away across the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. It might not be the best time to be trying to be taking off or landing at the International Airport there, as lightning and thunder and heavy rain are moving right across the airport at this time. These storms, courtesy again of this big spinning upper low and warm, moist air, a little warmer today, pushing in from the south and east, and an upper-level jet stream that is high aloft that is fueling the storms in South Texas. And so we'll continue to have these two areas of severe threat, diminishing in the northern one, continuing in a heavy rain threat in the southern one. Torcon values of 3 for another hour or so in the northern of the two, and Torcon values of 3 for the next few hours in the South Texas area. And not a whole lot of change to the pattern by tomorrow. We'll have severe thunderstorms from central parts of Nebraska, Kansas, Oklahoma, down into the Texas area, but maybe a little farther southeast tomorrow. Torcon values tomorrow, again, a 3 in parts of central Kansas and Oklahoma. As we head into Sunday, though, the storm system moves. So either side of the Mississippi River there, you could get a Torcon of 4 there. Parts of Arkansas, Tennessee, and Mississippi. Watch out for that. Go back to the studio now. Nick and Julie.
All right. Thanks so much, Dr. Forbes. Well, Texas, boy, you've seen it all, haven't you? Large hail, damaging winds, flooding, and tornadoes in the past 24 hours.
Yeah, we want to get an update on how things are right now in San Antonio. For that, we turn to Keith Carson. He's reporting live for us tonight. Keith, I know you have your hood up, so something might be happening out there.
Yeah, we are getting some rain here, Julie, at the moment, and this is only the second time I've seen rain today. We have just been split amazingly by all the strong storms. Now you're looking west here. This is I-10 west, and you can see some clearing in the distance, but we're actually being approached by a thunder shower is probably what I'd call it, from this direction coming on, and that's where the rain is coming from. If we can get the local radar up, we can take a look at what's going on here. So we're on the northwest side of San Antonio, and basically we've got that little notch of a thunderstorm moving towards us. I saw a couple cloud-to-cloud strikes, 1 or 2 registered on the actual lightning detection network here. So if you look at that map there, you see San Antonio, you see that first loop. That's basically between I-10 where we're located at the moment. So you can see that's more of a thunder shower activity, but it's moving over San Antonio right now. If we widen this back out, you'll see that a lot of the activity is at the moment down to the south. I just talked about out towards towards Corpus Christi, where we get a little bit more spin in the atmosphere. Still, here in San Antonio, as Dr. Forbes talked about, we're going to have to watch not only the next couple of hours, but into tomorrow as well. This pattern doesn't really change that much. We still have that low. It's not very progressive. It's off to the west, providing enough of a catalyst for some strong to severe storms. So we're kind of stuck in the same pattern through the day tomorrow. And although San Antonio has dodged the bullet so far today and did so again yesterday, you're going to continue to see some strong storms as a possibility through your weekend. We'll be right back tracking the latest on these storms.
You could sit at your computer and read all about zero-turn mowers. Click, scroll, tweet, or you could just sit on a John Deere Z435 Easy Track and feel its power. You'll know it'll get the job done fast. When it's time to pick a mower, you've got to get on one. Visit your local John Deere dealer for a test drive today. Sign up to take your turn on a Z435 and save $100 on your purchase. Nothing runs like a Deere.
Be one with it, and it will be one with you. Be one with your tires, and the road will be one with you. Hankook Tires.
If you take multiple medications, a dry mouth can be a common side effect. That's why there's Biotene. It comes in oral rinse, spray, or gel, so there's moisturizing relief for everyone. Biotene, for people who suffer from a dry mouth.
Book a tee time 24/7 with Golf Now. Day or night, even after the course closes. Search the largest selection of available tee times at over 6,000 great courses. Book your round in no time with Golf Now.
Currently in our area, 79 degrees under cloudy skies. Tonight, thunderstorms early, low 73. Chance of rain, 40%. Saturday, thunderstorms developing in the afternoon, high 92. Chance of rain, 60%. Saturday night, thunderstorms early, low 74. Chance of rain, 50%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
All you got to do is show us something that's amazing out there. We love to see your pictures, and every picture you share, we'll try to share it as well right here on AMHQ.
Anyone have occasional constipation, diarrhea, gas, bloating?
Yes.
One Phillips Colon Health probiotic cap each day helps defend against these occasional digestive issues with 3 types of good bacteria. Live the regular life. Phillips.
The Fiat 500 isn't alone anymore. It's part of a big Italian family.
True Green presents the Yardleys.
Hello? Oh, the pizza's here. Hey, come on in.
Right.
Whoa! Lose the sneakers, pal. Kind of a thing.
It is.
Spring is on. Start your True Green lawn plan today. True Green. Live life outside.
Hey, buddy, you're squashing me. Liquid wart remover could take weeks to treat.
Embarrassing wart? Dr. Scholl's Freeze Away wipes them out fast with as few as 1 treatment.
Freeze Away!
Dr. Scholl's, the #1 selling freeze brand.
Welcome back as we continue our severe weather coverage here on the Weather Channel, our special programming for the evening. And you're taking a look at central Kansas on your screen and also Galveston, Texas, 2 areas we're watching closely for the development of strong to severe storms, even tornadoes. And in central Kansas, we have had reports indicative of a tornado. And also in South Texas, we have 2 active tornado warnings right now. I want to get to those for you on live radar and show you area where we're talking about. Taking a look there at the red boxes on your screen, we take a look at these two. These are for Duval and Jim Wells counties, including Alice, Rancho Alegre, and San Diego. This goes until 8:30. These are Doppler indicated tornadoes on radar. And then as we head north to Refugio, this is an area we've been watching for some time. You can see a clearly defined hook echo on that storm. This goes until 8:30 local time. And look at the tremendous amount of rain we're seeing as well. Flash flooding likely an issue in and around Houston, and we have a very strong line of storms about to hit Galveston as well. So heads up for you, winds in excess of 60 miles per hour. Nick?
All right, let's switch gears a little bit now. The mid-April snow in the Rockies. Got a live look at Denver, Colorado. Temperatures warmed up enough to melt much of that snow that fell over the last couple of days. Snowfall totals, though, in Colorado top 4 feet in some locations. Meteorologist Mike Bettis was in nearby Genesee this morning, where he filed this report.
Well, it seems like Coloradans by nature are very savvy winter weather folk, and they have to be today. Late winter storms dumping feet of snow here, especially the foothills and into the mountains. You're taking a look at I-70, which is slushy right now. But where we are here in Genesee, we picked up 20 inches of snow. At times, I-70, both eastbound and westbound, has been closed. Reopening now, but very, very slow. Jackknife semis, that's been a real issue, and a lot of the semis are pulled over here at the chain pull-off, and they put the chains on. You've got to have these in order to get traction over the mountain passes. They've still got to cinch those up, but just waiting really for traffic to clear some and waiting for the weather to clear some too. It's going to be a long day though, because we've got a lot of weather still to go. Potentially a couple more feet to go, especially in the highest terrain. Then you look at some other semis like this one here. Even though they got brand new retreads on here, they got big knobby tires, still got to put the chains on. This just won't cut it when you're trying to pull a big 53-foot trailer up and over those mountains and into the resorts. A lot of the vehicles here are four-wheel drive, and you got to have the snow tires, but you go off into the distance there and it is foggy. One of the other big issues that we're dealing with is poor visibility with the fog. Before all is said and done, maybe as much as 3 feet of snow in the highest elevations, a boon for the ski resorts who have really been lacking snow all season long. This is the last weekend for skiing at the very popular Breckenridge Resort just up the street. 20 inches here on the ground and counting. That's the very latest here from Genesee, Colorado. I'm meteorologist Mike Bettis.
Thank you, Mike. A lot of new snowfall up in some of those areas of the mountains. Leadville, 22 inches. Mayville at 6 inches. Look at Four Corners up near the Wyoming border in the 40-plus range. Well, Fort Collins picked up 2 inches. Boulder got 19. Jamestown at 22. Pine Cliff at 14. Denver International Airport, 4.6 inches of new snow. Julie?
All right, when we come back, we are going to check in with Dr. Greg Forbes. He's tracking all of the action in and around Galveston, Texas. I believe we have a live picture to show you right now of Galveston, where we are getting some rain, and those winds are picking up out of the east-northeast now at 17. Some very strong storms just to the south and east or west of you, rather, in Galveston, right about to hit the area. We're also watching Corpus Christi, Texas, another area, not only severe weather likely for you, but possible flooding as well. And we have 2 active tornado warnings now just off to your west as well in Corpus Christi. So all of these storms in general heading in this direction. A lot of action tonight in South Texas. There you see it's basically lit up from Corpus Christi all the way to Galveston. We'll be right back with more on the severe.
Zantac heartburn alert. Stop. Nexium can take 24 hours to work. Zantac's different. Zantac rushes relief in as little as 30 minutes. For relief without the wait, try Zantac. No pill relieves heartburn faster.
Can a protein originally found in a jellyfish improve your memory? Our scientists say yes. Researchers have discovered a protein that actually supports healthier brain function. It's the breakthrough in a supplement called Prevagen. As we age, we lose proteins that support our brain. Prevagen supplements these proteins and has been clinically shown to improve memory. It's safe and effective. For support of healthier brain function, a sharper mind, and clearer thinking, try Prevagen for yourself today.
Gonna wash the dust off my soul. Gonna listen to some rock and roll. No cares, come what may. I'm making a beautiful day.
You're only young once, unless you have a Subaru.
The Subaru XV Crosstrek. Symmetrical all-wheel drive plus 34 mpg. Love. It's what makes a Subaru a Subaru.
Termites like to use stealth. They live underground and build mud tubes, little tunnels made of chewed wood, mud, and I say this delicately, they're poop. To sneak into your home. But I know all about their covert operations. Using my flow meter, I apply the proper amount your home needs to help keep them from breaking and entering. To catch a pest, you have to think like a pest. Not just for any home. For your home. Orkin, pest control down to a science.
I'm here to test myself.
This is really pushing my limits. I'll see you on the other side. It's the moment of truth right here.
Naked and Afraid, Discovery's groundbreaking hit, returns Sunday at 10.
Wherever you walk, just remember this. Whatever you step on goes on your shoes and ends up on your car's floor. So to perfectly protect your vehicle, you need WeatherTech floor liners. They're laser measured to custom fit and perfectly protect your specific make and model. Order yours at WeatherTech.com or call 1-800-CarMats. WeatherTech floor liners, proudly made in America.
You know those neighbors always making weird inventions out of junk in their garage? The Weather Channel just gave them their own TV show.
Gonna be awesome!
Sunday nights.
Come on, Wind. I think I just made Mother Nature my bitch.
One man's trash.
This is perfect.
Is another man's wood-powered Jeep gasifier.
This is incredible.
Failure's not an option. Oh, yeah, it is.
We got a problem, Houston.
Brainstormers, Sunday nights at 9, only on the Weather Channel.
I had a love-hate relationship with my weight. Dieting, I hate that word. For me, counting calories doesn't work. Weighing in doesn't work. And not eating the foods that I love, that never works. I needed a plan that was simple and tasted great. And the plan that worked for me, Nutrisystem.
Lose weight fast with Nutrisystem's Fast 5 Plus kit. Lose 5 pounds in your first week, plus 1 inch off your waist or your money back, guaranteed.
Nutrisystem gives you exactly what you need. And I lost 40 pounds. My energy is back, and I can't stop smiling about it.
Order your 28-day Nutrisystem plan right now, including Fast 5 Plus. Get 1 week of specially selected meals, plus 1 week of energizing shakes to rev your metabolism, free. And 1 week of Craving Crusher shakes to crush those cravings, free.
If you really want to lose weight, you need a plan that works. No starving, no suffering. You need Nutrisystem.
Call 877-811-THIN right now and get Fast 5 Plus with shakes free.
Currently in our area, 79 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Tonight, thunderstorms early, low 73. Chance of rain 40%. Saturday, thunderstorms developing in the afternoon, high 92. Chance of rain 60%. Saturday night, thunderstorms early, low 74. Chance of rain 50%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Welcome back as we continue our special coverage of the severe weather outbreak in the southern plains in Texas. And we're taking a live look now at Galveston, Texas. Very strong storm right on your doorsteps. We have a severe thunderstorm warning in play for the next half hour for Brazoria, Harris, Galveston, and Matagorda counties. We're talking about 2-inch hail, winds in excess of 75 miles per hour. This storm racing off to the east at 55. So a very fast-moving storm. A lot of damaging wind associated with this line of storms, and we are going to get some more perspective on this and the other action now with our own Dr. Greg Forbes. Look at all the lightning there just lighting up the screen, Dr. Forbes.
Yeah, indeed. That's in fact what I was going to show first is the lightning with this. There's been at times over 3,000 lightning strikes with the storm. It is showing now in the past 15 minutes over 2,500 lightning strikes. and there's what we're seeing there. The storm system has increased, intensified, is what I was trying to say, as it came right to the coast there, right around the Jamaica beach there, and has produced some 2-inch diameter hail, and tracking this out, heading across into the Galveston, the heart of downtown Galveston there, within about 15 minutes, 8:35 or so, and then mostly it's going to be moving offshore. Look at the lavender colors in here. There is the hail, and that is tracked from an area back around the Angleton area. It's mostly going offshore right now. See this little kink in here? It is offshore. There could be a water spot there. It's night. You won't see it, but off of Jamaica Beach. What I wanted to show you is I took a west to east slice through the storm here, through that hail core, and west is at the left, east is at the right. Height, here's 50,000 feet, so it's close enough to the radar that we couldn't quite get and measure all the way to the top, but what we certainly could see here is the hail coming up, the updraft, I should say, coming up, going to that overshooting top, and then the cloud goes back the other way, but that very strong updraft is supporting hail up here elevated and growing up at about the 25,000 foot level. Some of that falls out of the updraft and comes down to the ground with some of that 2-inch hail. So a big hailstorm there coming across the Jamaica Beach area just to the south and west of Galveston. I'll be back at the bottom of the hour to give you a full update on the tornado warnings and other storms across parts of the country. Let's go back now to the studio. Jennifer and...
That's okay, Dr. Forbes, I'll take it from here. And we are also looking at the flooding problems that all of these storms are causing and will be causing as we move over the weekend, all the way from the Florida Panhandle in through New Orleans and down the Texas coast as well. Flash flood advisories in place for you. Taking a look at some of the active flash flood warnings right now in and around the Houston area, where we're looking at very heavy rainfall right about now. Corpus Christi, some rain for you as well. Not so much as we head out here toward the east. But take a look at tomorrow. More severe storms, all in red here, from Dallas down into New Orleans. And then on Sunday, this shifts a bit to the east, and we are looking at some of the severe storms even getting up into the Ohio Valley. But certainly the rain will continue to fall, and even fall some more on Monday. And we could see a couple, 3, maybe 4 more inches of rain in some cases. This is what it would need to flood within the next 3 hours. In Memphis, it's about 2 inches, 2.5 here in Jackson, 3 inches plus here in South Georgia. We're hoping that will not be the case, but this is the forecast for the rain through Monday. We're looking at another 3 to 5 inches of rain here in Houston, so a tremendous amount of rain. Flash flooding could certainly be an issue for you. We're very concerned about that, concerned about the entire South for that matter, as the rain keeps piling up. Nick, I-10, a heavily traveled corridor, could be very touch and go due to all of this rain and these strong storms.
You know, flooding is going to be one problem for sure. Also, the damaging winds, the very gusty winds, could blow you off the highway if you're not paying close attention. I-10, a very well-traveled coastal roadway all the way through Texas, into Louisiana, into Mississippi, Alabama, and all the way to Florida. It's going to be a problem not just tonight, but also into tomorrow with rain. Possibility of water ponding on those roadways into Sunday, on into Monday as well, as you head on into northern Florida. Those scattered thunderstorms will continue to be a problem there, and as much as 2 inches of rain and more in some areas. We've got live pictures in Galveston as thunderstorms rumble into your area. Look at the lightning already going.
To you, they're more than just a pet, so protect them with Canine Advantix 2. Its broad spectrum protection kills fleas, ticks, and mosquitoes too. Canine Advantix 2, for the love of dog.
Bridgestone's new Drive Guard tires are engineered to take a puncture and go up to 50 miles.
We can drive 50 miles on a flat, and you have an app that makes nails pop up?
Yep.
We could rule the world. But I've got carpool at 3, though, so
that time
we could, mess with the world.
We come by almost every day to deliver your mail.
So if you have any packages you want to return, you should just give them to us.
Since we're going to be here anyway,
it's kind of a no-brainer.
You guys, I think she's here. She's here.
Is that her?
No, Valerie said she's driving a Buick.
It doesn't look like a Buick.
Take a fresh look at Buick. It just might surprise you.
I'm outside. Where are you?
I'm right here. I'm in the Buick.
I don't see a Buick.
That's not a Buick. That's what I told him.
Wow. This is nice.
Now get sign and drive leases across the entire 2015 Buick lineup. Like this Buick Encore for around $199 per month on vehicles in stock the longest.
It tastes better when you grow it. It tastes even better when you share it. It's not hard, it's doable. it's growable. Get going with Growables. Miracle Grow. Life starts here.
You want me to pick just one? Yeah, right. I say if it looks tasty, order it. Because at Red Lobster's Create Your Own Seafood Trio, I can have it all. Choose 3 of 9 dishes for just $15.99. Like the creamy baked lobster Alfredo, and the sizzling brown butter shrimp scampi, and fresh soy ginger salmon topped with sweet pineapple salsa. I could go on, but there are 3 things on one plate waiting for me, and I'd rather just go, wouldn't you? But hurry, it can't last forever.
To unlock the possibilities of tomorrow, lift tab. Behold the beauty of balance. Crisp flakes of fiber-rich bran, answered by the perfect quantity of sun-sweetened raisins. And with the sublime addition of ice-cold milk, the day begins.
The sun will come out.
Tomorrow is waiting. Own it with Kellogg's Raisin Bran. See you at breakfast. And delight in temptingly tart and sweet new Kellogg's Raisin Bran with cranberries.
I recommend Nature Made vitamins because I trust their quality. They were the first to have a vitamin verified by USP, an independent organization that sets strict quality and purity standards.
Nature Made, the #1 pharmacist-recommended letter vitamin brand.
Quiet! Mom has a headache!
Had a headache, but now I don't. Excedrin is fast.
In fact, for some, relief starts in just 15 minutes. Excedrin.
Wow, that was fast.
So much food is going to waste.
How much of it is still good, and can I eat it?
A challenge to survive for 6 months only on food destined for the dumpster.
The scale is pretty shocking.
Following the film, join Tom Colicchio to learn how together we can stop the waste. Just Eat It, Wednesday at 10 on MSNBC.
Currently in our area, 79 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Tonight, thunderstorms early, low 73. Chance of rain 40%. Saturday, thunderstorms developing in the afternoon, high 92. Chance of rain 60%. Saturday night, thunderstorms early, low 74. Chance of rain 50%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
All you got to do is show us something that's amazing out there. We love to see your pictures, and every picture you share, we'll try to share it as well, right here on AMHQ.
We are seeing thunderstorms over a widespread area from the Central Plains southward into portions of Texas, and we've even been monitoring some live pictures in west central Kansas.
And things are really picking up there in western Kansas as we have been watching Ness County very closely. In fact, this storm actually heading toward I-70, which we're concerned about. So maybe we can show you some live radar right now from Kansas and show you what we're talking about in terms of that particular storm. A severe thunderstorm warning on it, but we already know about at least quarter-size hail being reported and some damaging winds as well.
And we're told that there was actually a funnel cloud in the last 5 minutes reported from this thunderstorm as well. So, you know, we've got the possibility of some damaging winds here. We've got large hail. We've had quarter-size hail, as I mentioned, covering the ground there near Ness City. And that live picture still showing a pretty ominous thunderstorm.
And there's that warning right now. Still goes until 8:45 for Trego County and Wilcox. You're taking a look at Trevor Leeper, Storm Chasers live footage there, though, near Ness City, Kansas. Again, this storm traveling near I-70. So we're going to keep a close eye on this one for you. Obviously, that is corridor. All right, let's check in now with our own Dr. Greg Forbes, our severe weather expert. He is tracking this storm as well as those in South Texas.
Indeed, Julie, thanks. And we'll start with the South Texas storms blasting into Galveston right now. Here it is. There's the big picture. Thunderstorms with lightning coming across the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. And at times, and a couple tornado warnings down to one now, farther down in the areas west of Corpus Christi. So we'll start with the storms that have produced some minor street flooding in parts of Houston up in the north edge of this big bow echo. Does it look like a comma, the punctuation mark to you? Yes, it has a rotating head coming to the League City area and then surging with some strong winds, enough that a severe thunderstorm warning in effect for Brazoria, Galveston, Harris counties. It gave some 2-inch hail. Can you see the lavender flare up as it got close to the coast here? Some 2-inch hail there. That part of the storm now is out over the water, maybe producing a funnel cloud there off to the south and east of Jamaica Beach. See that little hook-shaped feature there? This storm has had a long history. This is the radar-tracked rainfall over the past 12 hours. And while it's only raining for about an hour at any one location, in some places there it's rained 3 or 4 inches of rain in some of these orange areas. So flooding is certainly a possibility, at least in some of the flood-prone spots. Taking a look, lots of lightning with this. When thunder roars go indoors, there's an awful lot of strikes, over 2,500 strikes in 15 minutes from this, what we call a mesoscale convective system. Tracking it out, it is mostly going to angle its way out over the water, but it's hitting Galveston right now. Sabine Pass about 10:08. It's mostly coastal areas of middle and upper coastal Texas now that are still under its threat. It is a big mesoscale convective system, as I've called it. The thunderstorms have pooled their anvils so that the anvil is much bigger than the actual active areas of the thunderstorms, a big round circle there of high-topped storms. Taking a look farther to the south and west, we have a couple more individualized supercell thunderstorms. This one has weakened its rotation off to the north and east of Refugio. North of Refugio, there was a funnel cloud. If it should develop again, any rotation, that would be coming toward the Ostwell and then Port O'Connor areas, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, as you saw some of the times there. Just east and just to the east side of Alice right now, Jim Wells County, still with a tornado warning. This one still has a hook echo on it, and this one is heading toward the Corpus Christi area. Tracking that out, could get to Corpus Christi there in the white box about 9:42 with the rotation there heading toward Bentonville and the Robstown area. So we'll continue to monitor this storm. We have a few storms, lots of thunderstorms, only a few now that are still severe. The one that the chaser is on, Trevor, with a severe thunderstorm warning heading toward the Interstate 70, I believe that is, yes, across Trego County, heading north across the Wilcox areas, and with the possibility of hail, and still has that little appendage down on the south side. There could be some more funnel clouds seen with this. The Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, thunderstorms, not severe, but they have lightning and brief heavy rain with that. Could be causing some problems there at the airport. And the big picture of why this is all happening, big cold upper low. It's east side of the cold air interacting with Gulf of Mexico air coming in from the south and east. An upper level jet stream, a high level jet stream over South Texas that is fueling the storms there. So still in the northern of these two red areas, continuing, especially in the southern half now, the southern red areas. I'm going to take away, I think, the Torcon of 3 for this northern area and probably get rid of it. Keep, though, for a little while yet at least, the Tornado Condition Index of 3 for South Texas. And tomorrow, some of these same areas will fire up again in the afternoon, maybe continuing farther east, maybe into parts of Louisiana and Mississippi tomorrow. I'm thinking the biggest tornado threat is in parts of central Oklahoma and Kansas with a Tornado Condition Index of 3. But as we head into Sunday, I've given a 4 for parts of eastern Arkansas, west Tennessee, northern parts of Mississippi, as we may beginning to get this system to accelerate. And when these storms accelerate, these upper lows, they get a little more dynamics to it. So could be a stormy day Sunday in the Mississippi Valley. Julie?
All right, thanks so much, Dr. Forbes. You know, one spot that's dealt with the threat for severe weather over the past few days is San Antonio.
Yeah, and that's where Keith Carson is reporting live for us tonight. Keith? Yeah, I was anxious to see whether you had your hood off or on this time. I see that rain is beginning to lighten up just a little bit around the San Antonio area, but still apparently coming down.
Yeah, you know, it's still raining here, Nick and Julie, and we're just kind of into, this is the most thunder shower activity we had seen all day. We saw a couple of flashes of lightning here, and that's about done it. It may or may not show up well on your television screen at home, but if you look westward, you can actually see the clear sky still in there, and that's the end of this part of the line. We saw one line come through earlier, kind of split through San Antonio. The second line had more scattered showers. We caught one or two of those. If we could show you radar real quick, though, you'll see that the back edge now of the rainfall for the moment is moving through San Antonio. So we're right on the western edge of that picture. San Antonio there with the circle, we're off to the northwest side of that. Behind it, it's quieting down. Still have a lot of activity down across the Gulf Coast, obviously. But I think San Antonio now is going to be okay for the night. We're going to then focus on tomorrow and Sunday because the severe weather picture, as Dr. Forbes alluded to, doesn't change all that much here over the next couple of days. The setup generally the same. So San Antonio now going on 2 days of dodging all the strong and severe storms, but we'll see if they're lucky enough to make it day 3 and possibly day 4 as we head into the second half of the weekend. So that's the story from the ground here. Nick and Julie, some light rain, but probably that will be it for a little while here.
Some good news for Keith and the people of San Antonio. Thank you so much.
All right, you know, it's been pretty active over the last 24 hours across the state of Texas. Take a look and listen as this storm chaser encountered a little bit of everything.
Sitting here in a hailstorm just east of Amarillo, Texas. Look at them, about the size of golf balls. Just killed 2 big longbeards. Sitting here in Briscoe, Texas. We just had a big hailstorm. Got a tornado coming right at us. Coming right at us. Big tornado. I don't know how much longer I'm gonna sit here and video this. I'm fixing to head for cover. And I don't really know where I'm gonna go. Another video on the tornado.
Wow. Yeah, that's a scary scene when you're that close.
Yeah, when you're that close, you need to know where that cover is, real close by.
Absolutely.
And you need to take some cover in Galveston tonight.
Yes, we're taking a live look at Galveston, what we can see of it right now anyway. Heavy rain coming down there in Galveston. Wow. Very strong thunderstorm moving through the area. In fact, we had that severe thunderstorm warning, I believe, still for another few minutes. And we're looking at damaging winds in excess of 60 miles per hour with this.
And obviously heavy rainfall too. You know, we've had some flash flooding already throughout the area, and we could continue to see this problem. Watch out too. You know, I hope that all the boats are in port. I'm going to assume that they are, you know, because we've got some marine warnings out there, and we could even see maybe a water spout offshore.
Yeah, Dr. Forbes alluded to that and also mentioned a lot of hail actually moving offshore, so certainly some damage to the boats. And look at the lightning here, Nick, just lighting this place up. I mean, you can't even see the map.
So obviously, as these thunderstorms continue to push eastward, we're going to see all kinds of problems here around southeastern Texas, right along the shoreline, and even in Louisiana as the night goes on.
Currently in our area, 79 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Tonight, partly cloudy skies. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. Low 73. Saturday, thunderstorms developing in the afternoon. High 92. Chance of rain 60%. Saturday night, thunderstorms early. Low 74. Chance of rain 50%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
True Green presents the Yardleys.
Sorry.
This is more than a lawn. This is a True Green lawn. Live life outside with True Green, America's #1 lawn care company. Spring is on. Start your True Green lawn plan today. True Green,
live life outside.
If you're an adult with type 2 diabetes and your A1C is not at goal with certain diabetes pills or daily insulin, your doctor may be talking about adding medication to help lower your A1C. Ask your doctor if adding once-a-week Tanzium is right for you. Once-a-week Tanzium is an injectable prescription medicine that may improve blood sugar in adults with type 2 diabetes, along with diet and exercise. Once-a-week Tanzium works by helping your body release its own natural insulin when it's needed. Tanzium is not recommended as the first medicine to treat diabetes or in people with severe stomach or intestinal problems. Tanzium is not insulin. It is not used to treat type 1 diabetes or diabetic ketoacidosis and has not been studied with mealtime insulin. Do not take Tanzium if you or your family have a history of medullary thyroid cancer or multiple endocrine neoplasia syndrome type 2, or if you're allergic to Tanzium or any of its ingredients. Stop using Tanzium and call your doctor right away if you experience symptoms of an allergic reaction, which may include itching, rash, or difficulty breathing. If you have signs of pancreatitis, such as severe stomach pain that will not go away and may move to your back, with or without vomiting. Or if you have symptoms of thyroid cancer, which include a lump or swelling in your neck, hoarseness, trouble swallowing, or shortness of breath. Tell your doctor about your medical conditions and all medicines you're taking. And if you're nursing, pregnant, or may become pregnant. Taking Tanzium with a sulfonylurea or insulin increases your risk for low blood sugar. Common side effects with Tanzium include diarrhea, nausea, injection site reactions, cough, back pain, and cold or flu symptoms. Some serious side effects can lead to dehydration, which may cause kidney failure. Ask your doctor if adding once-a-week Tanzium is right for you. Go to Tanzium.com to learn if you may be eligible to receive Tanzium free for 12 months. Make every week a Tanzium week.
When the moment's spontaneous, why pause to take a pill? Or stop to find a bathroom? Cialis for daily use is approved to treat both erectile dysfunction and the urinary symptoms of BPH, like needing to go frequently, day or night. Tell your doctor about all your medical conditions and medicines and ask if your heart is healthy enough for sex. Do not take Cialis if you take nitrates for chest pain, as it may cause an unsafe drop in blood pressure. Do not drink alcohol in excess. Side effects may include headache, upset stomach, delayed backache, or muscle ache. To avoid long-term injury, get medical help right away for an erection lasting more than 4 hours. If you have any sudden decrease or loss in hearing or vision, or any symptoms of an allergic reaction, stop taking Cialis and get medical help right away. Ask your doctor about Cialis for daily use and the free 30-tablet trial.
Every truck can tow a boat. Every truck can climb a hill. Every truck can haul a trailer. But not everyone can say they're the fastest growing truck brand in America. Guts Glory Ram.
Breaking weather. One of these tornado warnings in South Texas has just had a reported at least brief tornado just east of the city of Alice, Texas. Take a look here. Alice, Texas is in Jim Wells County. That's due west of Corpus Christi in southeast parts of Texas. You can see there the Hook Echo, maybe gusting out just a little bit, but still a little notch there just east of Alice. That's where the tornado's been reported. And so tracking that out, who is still in the path of this storm would be coming toward the Robstown area, the Driscoll area, and ultimately, if it holds together, toward Corpus Christi about 950. Here's the high definition radar, and showing that in addition to some golf ball size hail here, there has been a tornado reported just on the east side of Alice. That little notch would be this one right here, the Agua Dulce area, with the possibility of a tornado. And again, that's heading east at about 30 miles per hour, ultimately toward the Corpus Christi area. So stay tuned to the Weather Channel. We'll continue to monitor the track of this potentially very dangerous storm. Let's go back now to the studio. Nick and Julie.
All right, thanks so much, Dr. Forbes. Yeah, we've got all kinds of threats from these thunderstorms here in South Texas this
Right,
evening.
And joining us on the phone right now is NBC's Janet Shamlian. Janet, you live in Houston, and tell us a little bit about what you're seeing outside. There's got to be an incredible amount of lightning out there.
By some accounts, Julie, there have been 5,400 lightning strikes in the last 60 minutes in the Houston area, and boy, at times here it has looked like daytime. Now, as you know, it doesn't take much to flood in Houston. It's been raining here on and off for about a week, so the ground is already saturated. That's just some video I took outside my front door a few minutes ago with the lightning strikes. And it's just like rivers in front of the house. You couldn't take a car out right now, and really no one's on the streets here. But for as much as we see rain and flooding, the amount of lightning and the heaviness of the rain is just incredible. I haven't seen anything like it, and I've lived here many years.
And Janet, the winds, well, I'm looking at the current wind estimates are gusting around 26. Are you noticing strong winds coming through the area too?
I'm not seeing any trees down, but I've got limited field of vision, Julie. But yeah, when I walked outside, the winds are high. But most notably, it's that lightning just nonstop.
Janet, you mentioned you've lived there for a long time.
We had a very rough night here last night. I mean, there were still floodwaters, in the streets this morning. And now you look out and you see what I consider rivers, or what we call gully washers.
And more rain to come, so that is not good news.
Yeah, under a flash flood warning right there in the Houston area and throughout the metropolitan area. The rainfall amounts, let's talk a little bit more about the problems that's been causing here. Do you see, or have you seen at all, any cars in trouble trying to drive through any flooded roads?
The thing about Southeast Texas and Houston is that, as quickly as the rain, as it floods here, it goes down just as quickly, Nick. My son was out with my husband a few minutes ago, and they saw tree branches in the street, stopped cars. In fact, my husband and son went out to get my teenage daughter, who's a new driver, and was not confident navigating the roads here. We told her stay off the right side where the streets are more likely to be flooded. But so I don't have firsthand witness of that, but that's a 12-year-old account from just coming back from a quick drive through Houston.
Wow. I think the most incredible image that you're showing us, though, is that lightning, which seems to be relentless there in Houston and very dangerous as well. We still have that severe storm warning, by the way, for another 5 minutes in your area, Janet. Have you watched any of the locals? What are they saying about this system?
Yeah, they're all over it. I mean, really, they're showing the flooding pictures. It's hard to capture that lightning, as you know, but we can get a few good pictures of it here and there. But to me, that's what stands out about this storm. Again, this region, this time of year, sees a lot of storms, but the amount of lightning, and just, it's not just today. We've had rain here on and off for the past 10 days.
Yeah.
So the ground is so saturated. There's no choice. There's nowhere for the water to go at this point.
And unfortunately, it looks as if there are probably going to be more thunderstorms into tomorrow and perhaps even into Sunday as well. So this problem.
Yeah, don't tell me that. What the forecasters are saying here. Yeah, the Houston area pushing east into Louisiana.
Yeah, absolutely. That is absolute truth. So we would wish you the best, Janet, and thank you so much for getting out there and getting that video for us and calling in. Do appreciate it. Janet Shamlian with NBC News, a pro in the field and a pro outside her front door. We'll be right back.
Now at Boston Market, new slow braised pulled pork. So tender, it falls apart. Topped with zesty barbecue or garlic citrus sauce. A bold new taste from the slow roasting experts at Boston Market.
6 smoky hours, 1 tasty dish. Slow braised pulled pork, now at Boston Market.
Did you use the loo paper in there?
I did.
How was it?
It's good.
Why do you think that the ripples work?
Because it gets it all clean.
Are you so clean that you would go commando?
Okay.
How do you feel?
I feel awesome.
Only Cottonelle has clean ripple texture, so you can go commando.
Control the weather. That's looking good. So we build things to harness it. That's awesome. They hit the water. Game on.
Up here in Southeast Alaska, Coast Guard's last line of defense.
This is about how far you can push yourself.
Currently in our area, 79 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Tonight, partly cloudy skies. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. Low 73. Saturday, thunderstorms developing in the afternoon. High 92. Chance of rain 60%. Saturday night, thunderstorms early. Low 74. Chance of rain 50%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Lennox makes the quietest system you can find. So even though it's the most powerful force in your home, it won't sound like it is. Save up to $1,700 on qualifying systems, now through June 12th.
For more information, contact your local Lennox dealer.
Be one with it, and it will be one with you. Be one with your tires, and the road will be one with you. Hang up tires.
Anyone have occasional constipation, diarrhea, gas, bloating?
Yes.
One Phillips Colon Health probiotic cap each day helps defend against these occasional digestive issues with 3 types of good bacteria. Live the regular life. Phillips.
We make meeting times, lunch times, and conference times. But what we'd rather be making are tea times. Tea times are the official start of what we love to do. The time for shots we'd rather forget, and the ones we'll talk about forever. In Michigan, long days, relaxing weather, and more than 800 pristine courses make for the perfect tea time. Because being able to play all day is pure Michigan. Your trip begins at michigan.org.
Think you have the fastest internet? Think again. This is Xfinity. This is your current internet provider. Which do you think is going to download faster?
I'm going to go with what I know.
Ready?
Yes.
Download.
Well,
Xfinity is way faster. That's not even fair.
And we're done. I'm going to go.
I may have to switch to Xfinity.
Get even more of the speed you need with Xfinity Internet from Comcast. Upgrade to get speeds up to 50 megabits per second for just $10 more a month for 12 months. See for yourself. Call or go online today.
You used to sleep like a champ. Then boom, what happened? Stress, fun, bad habits, kids? Now what? Let's build a new, smarter bed using the dual air chambers to sense your movement, heartbeat, breathing. Introducing the Sleep Number bed with Sleep IQ technology. It tracks your sleep and tells you how to adjust for a good, better, and an awesome night. The difference? Try adjusting up or down. You'll know because Sleep IQ tells you. Only at a Sleep Number store where you'll find the best buy-rated mattress with Sleep IQ technology. No better sleep with Sleep Number.
All you got to do is show us something that's amazing out there. We love to see your pictures. Every picture you share, we'll try to share it as well right here on AMHQ.
Got some new video coming into us from Abilene, Texas. Boy, you were just pounded with severe storms today, some large hail, and we've had some problems there in West Texas, obviously. Those problems have now moved eastward, all the way from the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex down toward the Houston and Galveston areas, and even some tornado warnings still down in south central Texas, the southernmost portion of the state. So, looks like maybe Abilene out of the picture here for tonight. But, you know, it may not be over yet for the Lone Star State for sure.
Yeah, a lot still happening in South Texas. We want to get now to Dr. Greg Forbes, our severe weather expert. He is tracking all of the storms of the Corpus Christi area recently, getting some very active weather in Houston as well.
Focus this time on the storm that's west of Corpus Christi, Julie, because there's been a couple of tornadoes reported just to the east of Alice, Texas. That storm is heading toward Corpus Christi. There is Corpus Christi there, and the storm has been a supercell. It may be gusting out a little bit, but there's still been a couple of tornadoes reported. There's a little notch there that when I zoom in, the newest county warned. It's come out of June Wells County now into Nueces County there, and coming into the Robstown area. If I show you here, track this forward in time, it is turned a little bit to the right, so it'll be coming into areas near Corpus Christi, maybe just before 10 p.m., and coming down in the Banquette area, Flower Bluff Junction, Tierra Grande areas as well. Now, here have been the couple of tornado reports. Alice, gusted to 62-mile-per-hour wind at the airport from the winds in the storm. what you can see here is this little notch, and that's likely where the tornado is at this point. So just south of the Agua Dulce area, hopefully I'm pronouncing that correct, should go into the area north of Driscoll, south of the Robstown area, as I was just pointed out. So ultimately, next hour, this storm will be headed toward the Corpus Christi area. I'll be back with additional reports to keep you ahead of where this storm is heading. Now, for the moment, I'll be back at the top of the hour with a full radar rundown. Now let's go back to Nick and Julie.
All right, thanks so much, Dr. Forbes. All right, let's head west where California remains in a crisis. It's been over 2 weeks since Governor Jerry Brown imposed mandatory water restrictions for the first time on residents, businesses, and farms.
That's right. Many farms in the state are getting hit the worst this season. NBC's Hallie Jackson has more.
For the first time in 50 years, there are no cantaloupes on Tony Azevedo's farm.
You know, this field would have been cantaloupes had we had the water, or tomatoes, or garlic, or onions, or beans.
The crops he is growing get groundwater, which is getting more precious the longer this drought lasts. Like his neighbors, Azevedo's strategic about what he pumps.
We've got all these straws in the ground and one cup that we're all pulling out of.
That cup is getting emptier. Water levels around here have dropped some 80 feet in 3 years. The land? Dropping too, with parts of the Central Valley sinking as fast as a foot a year. Stratford is sinking in more ways than one.
A third of our ranch is idle. That's a third less we're spending into the community. The local hardware store, the auto parts store, the tractor dealership.
The unemployment rate's about triple the national average. Businesses boarded up. No gas stations, no cafes.
It's just turning into a ghost town.
You can get a fresh cup of coffee at the auto parts store across from Hardin's.
Water brings people. Without water, you got nothing.
No water and no work means no money for some of Mahmoud Al-Mahiri's customers. Here, instead of paying, people can just promise to. So these are IOUs. Hundreds of IOUs worth thousands of dollars.
$7,000 outstanding in IOUs. Can you afford to put that much money out?
It hurts me a lot.
It's the price Al-Mahiri pays to help neighbors in need, hoping his business will survive, and so will Stratford for the next generation. Like Tony Azevedo's kids, who might take over the farm one day.
I'm going to fight like hell that we're not going to lose it.
Running low on water, a town drained, fighting to keep from sinking further. Hallie Jackson, NBC News, Stratford, California.
Wow. Well, a very different problem, obviously, in the southeast tonight.
That's right. We want to head east into Mobile, Alabama. This is another area we're watching now for severe thunderstorms. We have a severe thunderstorm warning here until 9:30 Central Time, and we actually are reports of a very strong storm right along I-65, moving off to the south at 20 miles per hour. And there you see it very clearly on radar, about to approach Saraland.
So damaging winds, large hail, and of course, heavy rainfall and dangerous lightning all are going to be threats from these thunderstorms as they move through the Mobile area and southward throughout portions of southern Alabama.
Galveston, another area we've been watching all night long. Some very strong storms in Corpus Christi as well, really just lighting up all the way from the Texas area into the Gulf Coast. Looking now live at Corpus Christi, Texas, what you can see of it there. The wind is blowing and some strong storms in the vicinity.
Currently in our area, 79 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Tonight, partly cloudy skies. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. Low 73. Saturday, thunderstorms developing in the afternoon. High 92. Chance of rain 60%. Saturday night, thunderstorms early. Low 74. Chance of rain 50%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Happening now on the Weather Channel, heavy rain and hail triggering flash flooding in Texas with the potential for more as the night moves on.
And good evening. Welcome to the special coverage of the severe weather from the Rockies all the way to the Gulf. We're watching the threat for thunderstorms, flash flooding, the possibility of tornadoes, too. We've seen some of those. Alongside Julie Martin, I'm Nick Walker.
That's right. Thanks so much for staying with us. So far today, we have seen reports of golf ball size hail, wind gusts in Texas up to nearly 60 miles per hour, and a funnel cloud in LaSalle County, Texas.
Let's take a look at what's happening right now in a couple of areas that we've been watching very, very closely. On your left is Galveston, Texas. Strong thunderstorms have been moving through that area with damaging wind, with heavy rainfall, lots of lightning. And then on the right side of your screen, Corpus Christi, Texas. Sitting pretty right now, but just off toward the west. We've got a tornado-warned storm right now moving towards you. And so you need to be thinking about where you would go here in the next several minutes should this storm hold up and still have rotation and perhaps put down a tornado. We'll be talking to Dr. Greg Forbes momentarily about this thunderstorm and more. Julie?
We also have new pictures coming in showing the severe weather and the intense lightning that we've seen in Texas tonight. This is in the Woodlands area north of Houston. We heard from Janet Shamlian from NBC News earlier this evening, who was in Houston, and she told us that the lightning was just incredible there, just lighting up the sky. And there you see it north of Houston in Woodlands. We have seen as many as 5,000 lightning strikes there in the area reported. Here's a look at the current watches and warnings right now. A tornado watch in portions of western Kansas, also southern Nebraska and eastern Colorado. This goes until 1 o'clock local time. So we have this in Kansas, but we also have this going on in Texas. We have a severe thunderstorm watch until 10 o'clock this evening, including you in Houston and Woodland all the way over to Austin. And then as we head farther south down into Corpus Christi, this is your other tornado watch. This one goes until 2 o'clock Saturday morning. So let's get some analysis now on what is happening out there tonight with severe weather expert Dr. Greg Forbes in the lab. Dr. Forbes, there's a lot to talk about.
There is, Julie, and thanks. And most of the active storms are in those latter two watches you showed across parts of southeast Texas. One big bow echo that is blasted across the south suburbs of Houston and Galveston, heading along the coast there of upper coastal Texas, and a tornado-warned storm that's had a couple of tornado reports just west of Corpus Christi. Let's first start with the storms now well to the east of the Houston area. Looks like a comma cloud, rotating comma head, the punctuation mark, heading off to the area south of Liberty right now, with the severe thunderstorm warnings for Chambers, Harris, and Liberty counties, and probably some water spots offshore of this, with the possibility of damaging winds coming across those areas and very heavy rain. Take a look here. This storm has had a long history, this cluster of thunderstorms. In fact, we give it the technical name mesoscale convective systems, fancy word for a cluster of thunderstorms that are sort of pulling their high-level outflows. It's had at times places that have gotten bursts of 5.7 inches of rain or so, and big areas here of yellow that have had 3 inches of rain. So some of that has led to some street flooding in Houston and other locations. Then down to the, taking another look at this, the lightning has been just vivid with this. The past 15 minutes, over 2,500 lightning strikes all along. Almost every square mile of that bow echo that I was showing you there lit up with lightning. And where is it still heading? Well, it's heading right up the coast toward Port Arthur and then over into southwest Louisiana around the Cameron area. Cameron 1046, Port Arthur about 1013 at the speed that it's heading. Going a little bit farther to the south, and before we do that, we see a couple of new thunderstorms popping up. This big anvil here, the high orange and reds, is the big anvil of high clouds put out by that bow echo that I showed. So it's giving clouds much bigger than where the storm is. And then down to the south and west of that, you see two new big thunderstorms building up, the lead one of which is producing tornadoes. Just to the west of Corpus Christi there, tornado warning for Nueces County. See that one little notch in there? That is still where the tornado is. There's been a couple tornadoes following that notch from east of Alice, and that notch now is heading off toward the Corpus Christi area. So tracking out the whole big picture, the notch would be just south of the Banquette area right now, coming over toward just north of Tierra Grande area, and then coming toward the Corpus Christi area, probably maybe just slightly south of that, just before 10 o'clock at the speed that it's heading. Farther to the north, severe thunderstorm warning up in the Sinton area, San Patricio counties with a severe thunderstorm warning. all of the warnings now, with temperatures beginning to cool, night setting in the Colorado, Nebraska, Kansas watch area have expired. The last one that had a warning was this one that we had Trevor the Chaser following. It too has lost its warning at the moment. No warnings for the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, but storm that's putting out a little bit of a gust front. See that little narrow green line now in the far east Dallas suburbs, and some places, the DeSoto area, for example, getting some pretty strong lightning, but not as intense, not as comprehensive as we're getting in the Houston metro area. Big spiraling upper low again today, cold pocket aloft. It's leading edge of the cold air intersecting with Gulf of Mexico moisture coming in from the south and east, and that's fired up the storms earlier today with tornadoes in Colorado, Kansas. Those have weakened. We are getting still storms, though, that are rolling across the South Texas area. Maybe still another stray thunderstorm will fire up in the northern area, but the tornado threat now, I'm thinking, is confined to South Texas with a tornado condition index of 3. Tomorrow, the afternoon, evening, the storms will fire up again from Nebraska, Kansas, Oklahoma down into Texas, and maybe firing up into parts of Louisiana and Mississippi as well. Torcon of 3, 30% chance of a tornado within 50 miles there, central Kansas and Oklahoma. Heading into Sunday, we'll have severe thunderstorms as this system begins to accelerate east in the Mississippi Valley, the western Ohio Valley, and parts of the Gulf Coast states with a chance of a tornado, probably highest there, Arkansas, Tennessee, and Mississippi. Julie?
All right, Dr. Forbes, thank you so much. A lot of action tonight in Texas, as well as Dr. Forbes was mentioning, large hail, damaging winds, even possible tornadoes.
It's been rough in the Lone Star State, and let's take it to San Antonio right now. That's where our own Keith Carson has been throughout the day, and we've kind of been in and out of the rain, mostly out, and it looks like after being in for it for a while, we're out of it again.
He has a T-shirt on again.
Yeah, you can tell by my wardrobe change, right, where we are. We're out of the rain again here in San Antonio, and I think we're going to be done pretty much for the night, barring maybe a pop-up shower or something like that. You know, for the most part here, San Antonio just kind of was a force field of these stronger storms. It turned out to be a really good thing. They started something yesterday, kicked off something called Fiesta, which is a huge festival down here. We talked earlier to the chairman of that festival. Over 3.5 million people come to this festival. So a lot of outdoor events are going to be taking place over the next couple of days. So anytime we can dodge the severe weather here in San Antonio, in this setting especially, we're going to be happy about that. That being said, you can see the radar now. The storms are moving away from San Antonio. That's why I think we're done for the night. But we're not done for the weekend. Both Saturday and Sunday both have a chance of strong to severe storms, as really the whole pattern here has not changed. So we're going to have to watch both of those days. The festival still will be ongoing. We'll still have the threat for some hail, some damaging winds, and some flooding. So we dodged it the last couple of days as far as severe weather goes. We'll see if we can do it again through the weekend. We'll be right back.
Hey, buddy, you're squashing me. Liquid wart remover could take weeks to treat.
Embarrassing wart? Dr. Scholl's Freeze Away wipes them out fast with as few as one treatment.
Freeze Away!
Dr. Scholl's, the #1 selling freeze brand.
I can do anything.
The bed reacts to your body. It hugs you.
It's really cool to the touch. The zip's off so I can wash it. Yes, please.
Visit your local retailer and feel the Tempur-Pedic difference for yourself.
You know, but the roll just disappeared. Bounty is 2 times more absorbent, so one roll lasts longer. Bounty, the long-lasting picker-upper.
Constant Contact makes it easier than ever to connect with customers using all the best email marketing tools, like online promotions and email newsletters, so you can help your small business do more business. Try email marketing free at ConstantContact.com.
Has been building towards this moment. Who will melt under the pressure? 16 teams, 1 champion. The Stanley Cup Playoffs on the networks of NBC Universal.
Currently in our area, 79 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Tonight, overnight, partly cloudy skies. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. Low 73. Saturday, thunderstorms developing in the afternoon. High 92. Chance of rain 60%. Saturday night, thunderstorms early. Low 74. Chance of rain 50%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Weather Channel's most watched original program,
And it just hit us.
is back.
This is just the beginning of what's to come.
True Green presents The Yardleys.
Is that a chandelier?
Where's the dining room table?
Oh, hi, neighbor.
Hi.
Taking Bruno for a walk?
Good to see you. But they do have a beautiful lawn.
This is more than a lawn. This is a True Green lawn. Live life outside with True Green, America's #1 lawn care company. Spring is on. Start your True Green lawn plan today. True Green, live life outside.
Who needs a witness when you set the world in motion? The full line of Ram ProMaster vans and the all-new Ram ProMaster City. Purpose-built to help you run the town. Ram.
Welcome back as we continue our coverage of the severe weather outbreak in Texas, taking a live look now at Houston. And wow, look at the radar lighting up there as well, all the way down through Galveston, where some of the strong storms have now pushed offshore. But certainly as we travel up into the Houston area, looking very wet there. And we're even hearing reports of some water rescues taking place on the roads there. Galveston on the left there, and we have Galveston on your top right there on the screen, and Corpus Christi on the bottom left. We have a lot of active storms we're following throughout South Texas this evening. Also the flood threat, which will likely linger on now 4 days. Houston has had days and days of rain, and more piling up there for you. You are in a flash flood watch, and that will flash flood warning, and that will go for another several hours as well.
Well, we had some thunderstorms earlier in the northeastern portion of Colorado, moving into Kansas, that have gone severe. Those are beginning to die down, but in Colorado, the big mess there has been the snow. Let's take a live look at Denver right now. You picked up snowfall here over the last couple of days, and as the sun has set and things are looking pretty nice out there for a nighttime shot there in Denver, we're probably going to be cooling down to near freezing again, and look to the Rockies for more snow over the next couple of days.
Yeah, feet of snow there in the Rockies.
Yeah. So from snow to flooding to very large hailstones, we've really seen it all. NBC's Janet Shamlian has the latest. She's in Houston.
Snow, hail, and flash flooding across the country today. Busy Interstate 70 shut down in both directions outside Denver for several hours after a pileup involving 2 semis, a motorhome, and 2 buses. At least a dozen people hurt, some serious, as snow and dense fog blanketed the area. Heavy wet snow collapsed apartment carports, damaging more than a dozen cars. Another pileup caused chaos on I-80 in Wyoming overnight.
Coming right at us.
In Texas, it was tornadoes, at least 10, including these in Briscoe and in Pampa. Flash flooding at Sam Houston State University in Huntsville brought down a glass wall, but no one was hurt. Tonight, the threat of severe weather is high across the South as this slow-moving system pushes east. Janet Shamlian, NBC News, Houston.
All right, our thanks to Janet. And, we want to take a look now at this photo out of Woodlands, Texas. This is just north of Houston. Look at that lightning bolt coming out of the sky. Boy. It is gigantic.
This has been really indicative of what the Houston area has seen so much today and into the evening. The sky really lighting up as those thunderstorms have moved through.
Yeah, highly charged storm here. We also have a new severe thunderstorm warning we want to get to you right now. And it's actually a watch that goes until 2 o'clock in the morning. And this one extends into Louisiana Louisiana, including Lake Charles, not quite all the way over to New Orleans.
Yeah, these thunderstorms expected to move toward the east, and as they do, obviously Interstate 10 is going to be impacted with stormy skies during the overnight hours. If you have to be out and about, maybe to work early in the morning on Saturday, it's best just to kind of wait until these thunderstorms die down just a little bit. This is going to be a problem area, no doubt about it.
And we still have that severe thunderstorm warning to contend with in Chambers, Galveston, and Harris counties in Texas. That goes until 9:30. Look at the lightning here. This is really the big story with this system right now, is the tremendous amount of electrical charge and the lightning in the sky, which can be very dangerous if you're out there.
Yeah, and it looks like we've got a new tornado warning here around South Texas, Nueces County under that warning until 9:45. So we'll be watching more stormy skies here bearing down upon the Corpus Christi area. So South Texas and the southeastern portion of the state really under the gun here this evening. There's that warning there for Nueces County as those thunderstorms inch closer to Corpus Christi.
We've been watching that cell that's moving through Alice, heading that direction, and obviously looking very much like a tornado could be part of that system. So we're going to continue to follow that for you.
Today, you brighten the room. A gallon of paint? Check. Drop cloths? Check. Painter's tape? Check. Rollers and trays? Check. And check.
Wow, looks nice.
Caribbean blue.
You mean Caribbean?
Caribbean. Agreeing on a color? Done. With everything you need for a makeover at Walmart's low prices you can trust every day, what project will you take on?
You can't always be there to protect her down the road. Make sure the tires she's riding on will. With the revolutionary Michelin Premier Tire, even as it wears down over time, its safety doesn't, thanks to Evergrip technology. The Michelin Premier Tire, safe when new, safe when worn.
You could sit at your computer and read all about zero-turn mowers. Click, scroll, tweet, or you could just sit on a John Deere Z435 Easy Track and feel its power. You'll know it'll get the job done fast. When it's time to pick a mower, you've got to get on one. Visit your local John Deere dealer for a test drive today. Sign up to take your turn on a Z435 and save $100 on your purchase. Nothing runs like a Deere.
Some things are not what they appear to be. Other things are exactly what they appear to be. The 306 horsepower Lexus IS 350, as aggressive as it looks.
He says she's an undisciplined overwaterer. She claims he's a cruel underwaterer. With Miracle Grow Moisture Control Potting Mix, plants only get water when they need it. Fight ended or shifted. Miracle Grow. Life starts here.
It's the Suit and Tie event now at Men's Warehouse. Select suits are on sale for $199.99. All ties, 3 for $75. Plus, buy one, get one free on even more. Only at Men's Warehouse.
We have a tornado on the ground. It's moving. We know you can't control the weather. That's looking good. So we build things to harness it.
That's awesome. They hit the water. Game on.
Up here in Southeast Alaska, the Coast Guard's last line of defense.
This is about how far you can push yourself.
Behavioral Health of the Palm Beaches Recovery Center for Men provides quality, evidence-based treatment to men battling addiction. Offering medical detox, expert counseling from licensed clinical therapists, and activity-based therapies, we help men overcome their addiction and rebuild their lives. We understand the unique substance abuse issues that men face and are ready to help you take your life back. Visit rehabformen.com to get your fresh start.
Mom and Dad told us they had just made their funeral and burial prearrangements. We thought they already had taken care of that. When we learned it was through Beth Israel and Eternal Light, we knew everything would be handled in the most caring and professional way. We realized it would be one of the most difficult days of our lives. It inspired my husband and me to make our own prearrangements so the burden wouldn't fall on our children when that day comes. It's not an easy thing to think about, but I'm so glad we did.
Currently in our area, 77 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Tonight, partly cloudy skies. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. Low 73. Saturday, thunderstorms developing in the afternoon. High 92. Saturday night, thunderstorms early. Low 74. Chance of rain 50%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Welcome back as we continue to track strong storms in Texas. You're taking a live look now at Corpus Christi, where we are under a tornado warning until 9:45, so about another 25 minutes for you. In fact, a funnel spotted about 5 miles south of Robstown, and that storm is moving east at around 20. This is Doppler indicated, but a dangerous storm. We're asking that you take cover now if you live in this area. These storms and possibly a tornado heading into the Corpus Christi area. So we'll continue to track that for you. I know that Dr. Greg Forbes is tracking this one in particular, as well as all of the action tonight in Texas.
And indeed, I am, Julie. And in this segment, I'll just look at that storm heading toward Corpus Christi. It's had at least 2 reports of tornadoes, and most recently, as you said, a funnel cloud report. And the tornado reports were just east of Alice. And right now, you see a little notch right about there. So if I just draw a straight line through that, that would, as long as we don't develop some new little notch with rotation in it, that would take the track of greatest threat of the tornado south of downtown Corpus Christi. So let's hope that that continues to be the case. That said, there are some thunderstorms that look like unavoidable to hit the Corpus Christi area. There could be, of course, lightning with that and perhaps a damaging wind gust. So if we track the leading edge of that and some new circulation developed on that, other than the one that has had the history of the tornadoes, then Robstown, the Tierra Grande area, and including Corpus Christi, if it came in like a notch there developed farther north than the current one, Corpus Christi would be about 9:42 p.m. We'll continue to monitor that. Corpus Christi on this high definition radar is right over here. That notch that I've been talking about, and including the most recent tornado report, is down here. So that's what I was saying. Tracking that one out, that would take it a few miles down to the south of the city of Corpus Christi, north of Driscoll, just to the north of Petronia area. And if it does not show a very strong signature in the velocities on the Doppler radar. What I also thought I would show here would be just the raw velocities, and these are not real strong velocities. They're probably about 25-30 miles per hour, so it does not look like this is going to be a widespread damaging windstorm coming into the Corpus Christi area. That said, there was a localized gust of 62 miles per hour as it came across the Alice airport, but I think overall the storm is weakening somewhat. Let's hope that trend continues. Let's go back to Julie in the studio.
Thank you, Dr. Forbes. We're also tracking the flooding problems. In fact, looking at just incredible rainfall rates in the Houston area. Some reports there coming in this evening that are just pretty incredible.